start in a while. It's so nice to see you. And because last week I talked to Évelyne Viens from Linköping, and she scored 18 goals, and now it's you, 17 and 9 assists, and all the success as the two most dangerous players in the league.
Yeah, doing the strikers.
In 1 week. Yes. So let's start. I mean, I talk a little bit about, because I don't know if everybody knows Kristianstad if somebody watches that video in the end. So we talk a little bit about that as well, and about the Swedish league. So here's Évelyne Viens. I hope I pronounce your name right.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
From Canada. You are an Olympic champion in football. It's not every day that you meet Olympic champions, so it's great to see you and great to meet you. And you are playing currently for Kristianstads DFF in Sweden in the Damallsvenskan, which is the highest tier of Swedish football. And you are the scorer leader, you can say that, with the scoreboard, because you have 17 goals and 9 assists, which is 26 points out of 49 goals that your team has scored. So that's more than 50% of the goals of your team that you are responsible for, more or less. So an amazing success. How did you come to Kristianstad?
I was last year I was playing in Gotham, that's in New York City, in the United States, and I was not getting much playing time there, and I was just feeling like I needed a new challenge. And after talking with my agent and being able to communicate with the club that I was in, I was able to be loaned out at KDFF. But make sure that she wanted me, she checked me out, and finally we were able to have a Zoom call with her and my agent, and everything figured out, and everything was good. So I've been here since January.
And she is Elisabet Gunnarsdottir, the coach of Kristianstad. We will come back to her, I think, later, because she's very important for the whole club. But you signed a new contract a week ago, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
For 2 more years in Sweden for you.
Yeah, until 2024. Yeah.
So why did you decide to do that? I mean, to many, if you are successful like you are very successful this year, and people always ask what will be her next step. So is she going to England? Is she going to France, to the big teams? But you decided to stay. Why did you decide to stay?
Exactly. I mean, as an athlete, we always get the what if. And for me, it just feels right to be here. And I think as an athlete, you have step to go through, and it's a climb. And for me, it's just getting a good step at a good time. And for now, it feels right to be here. I feel like I'm getting better. I've been improving my performance as an individual on the field. I think since the beginning of the season, I got better. Also, the team has high standard. They want to win. I love having the chance to battle for the title. So, yeah, like for me, I feel good here. I'm getting better. I'm getting playing time. I'm scoring goals as a striker. So, and I love the team. I love the club. It was the right move for me, and I don't know what the future would hold me, but I'm still young and I'm still getting better, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, isn't it this also something for young? I mean, you are like in the middle of your career, you could say, with 25 years. You have a lot of years ahead of you, but you have some years behind you as well. And some young players who go from one club to the other, isn't it also good, like you do, some kind of advice to when you feel good, you should stay a while, you should not move on all the time?
Yeah, I should have told that myself a couple of years ago. No, seriously, I feel like for me, in 3 years I've been playing pro, because I played college before in the States. I move every year, so I was on loan and COVID and all of that, so I did 3 clubs in 3 years. So for me, it was a lot of moving. And I think as a striker, I quickly realized that when you connect with a player around you, when you feel good, when you're in a good mental space, you're going to perform better for sure. And that's my mentality too. I feel good on the field. I've been able to create good connection on the field. That's why we're able to be so successfully good offensively. So for me, yes, I wanted to have some stability, and I think in life you need to go step by step to achieve your goal. You can skip some steps, but for me, it's just going one at a time, and I'm going to achieve my goals in the future if I just take the right time and enjoy the process.
This year I was a bit skeptical about Kristianstad, because usually they had like lost or 3 or 4 players went away, and they had like 2 or 3 new players. But this year was different because there were many have left the club, and many, you were not alone coming new to the club. There were many new players. So how did you succeed to be such a good team in such a short time? Because usually they say it takes like a year or 2.
Yeah, I think it took us some time for sure at the beginning of the season, how we connected as a team on the field. I think we were able to connect quickly and have fun outside of the field. But I think sometimes you need to understand how everyone plays. But I think we need to, Beta did an amazing job. The coaching staff just were able to put principle, and I think they adjust to our quality during the season. So that's why right now I think we're in a good shape and we know what exactly everyone is doing on the field. So I think the coaching staff has a big part, but I think as a player, we were open-minded. And if you look at players that have been here for a long time, if I'm just naming Mia, Alice, and those players that they just been in this team for so long, they were able to help us just knowing what is KDFF really, what is our culture, what is our history, but what are we going to show on the field too. So I think it was a mix of, we had so many new faces. Even me, I didn't understand how many new faces we had, but it was a mix of new faces and just having veteran and good coaching staff.
Yes, you mentioned Mia Karlsson, and Alice Nilsson is another player who has played many, many years in the club. And of course, you have the coach, Elisabet Gunnarsdottir, who is originally from Iceland, but I think she came to Sweden in 2008 or something. And since then, she has been the coach for Kristianstad. And sometimes people joke, I don't know if you've heard it probably, that this is like a cult, but in a positive way, the club.
I never heard that one. I think I don't speak Swedish good enough to understand that. But yeah, I think she's really one of the good coach I played for. And she is good in the mental part of the game, but as a coach, how she prepare ourselves to play against someone, but how we are focusing on ourselves too. I think she's really mastering that. And I really, really enjoy playing for her.
How would you describe the way the team plays football? What kind of football does Kristianstad play for those who haven't seen the team play?
That's a good question. I feel like we're improving every week, but I think we're a possession-based team. But I'm not going to lie, we're pretty good in counter-attack too. I think we have the American lines. We have a lot of North America inside of us too, that we like going in deep. We like to get those running behind, but we're able to keep the ball, get a good build up, and just finding the right moment. And I think we're really organized on the field. We know what we want to achieve against other teams. So yeah, I think more possession-based team, but we like using our strength, that speed. We have a lot of speed up front, so we can use it too.
Maybe the Icelandic philosophy of thinking about sports and in North America is not so different from each other, because I think Elisabet and all the Icelandic players who have been over the years in Kristianstad, they're also very ambitious and very physical, and they never give up. It's a little bit like North American spirit, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think I played in the States and it was based a lot of physical quality. And here I think it's a mix between physical and technical. So that's pretty good. But yeah, I think we bring, if you look at foreigner player in our team, most likely from North America, even Iceland, we have this physical quality that we love using. We love running. This mentality of putting your body on the line. I think in America, we hear you so much. So I think we actually do that too. So I think it's great to have different culture and different mentality in one locker room.
For the second time, Kristianstad played the qualifiers for the UEFA Women's Champions League, and unfortunately, for the second time, you didn't manage to go through to the knockout games now, and you now you've frozen a little bit, but you come back now. Okay.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Yeah.
Yeah. You lost against Ajax. What do you still have to do to go through that group stage and into the knockout phase, at least?
That's a good question. I think that game it's still vividly in what I remember. I think it's hard I think we learned a lot. I think first half we show up as a team, wanted to win, got some injury down the line. But I think second half, we need to learn as how mentally we need to approach that game and how we need to keep fighting and go get that second goal to win it. I think we need to give credit to them, how they got ready against us. And I think it's just a learning experience. And for sure, I think right now we are third in the league, and we know that the first and second position go through this second phase of Champions League.
Mhm.
So of course, I think it would be better if we finish on the top of the table, so we can get this free this buy, in fact. But I think it's just keep learning, keep improving how we get, like when you play games under pressure, that's how you learn and how to become a winner. So I think that's the difference, and just keep playing our lives, like our style of play, even when it's the pressure.
And maybe you need now. I think 15 players have signed already for the next season, as far as I know. I read something in the papers in Kristianstads Bladet, so that's a very good sign, because now there are 15 of you continuing, which means like when you have the time to be more and more together and to build up this, that maybe you're much stronger next year. Can we expect that from KDFF to be even stronger?
Yeah, I think right now we need to focus on the end of the season. The game this weekend against Eskilstuna is really important. But if we look in the longer future, I think having people coming back, it's great. And we'll see what the coaching staff had to the team too. I think it's always interesting, and the teams change all the time. So I think it's preseason will be maybe a little easier the first week. We know each other. We know how player plays. So I think the base will be there. But I think for now we're just focusing on the rest of the season.
Now you're living in a small town, Kristianstad, but you also come from a small town with that beautiful name, l'Ancien Lorette, outside Quebec City. How's life in l'Ancien Lorette? Because I had never been unfortunately, never been in Quebec.
Yeah, it's way different than here for sure. It's a small town too, but it's 15 minutes from Quebec City, so like it looks nothing like here. I would say there's way more people there and less nature, but I love Canada. I love Quebec City. I love how we have 4 seasons, and the winter is actually a real winter. Nothing against the Kristianstad winter here, but at home we actually have snow and stuff. So really love home, but I think I can see some similarity between Sweden and Canada.
What should we go and see in Quebec City, for example, if any one of us watching, or I'm going to Quebec City?
I think you should go see the Old Quebec. Really a cute little town. Good food, good restaurant. You just enjoy. And after, I would suggest you can go in the mountains. It's just 45 minutes away, and you can see waterfall. You can go skiing, snowboarding. You can do. I would suggest you go in the winter if you like winter. So it's really a great town, and the surroundings are amazing too.
Is there anything special food that you could recommend? Because I saw on Instagram, there's one thing somewhere I found from you where you say like, I should be a cook. I should have a cooking show, something like that. You said.
Yeah, I like cooking, but the best thing in Quebec is probably like the poutine. So it's super. It's French fries, gravy sauce, and our cheese, or fresh cheese there. After we have so many different meals, but I think
it's very Canadian. Yeah, I heard about it.
It's really, really Canadian. We have beaver tails. I don't eat that, but
oh my god.
But it's not really big. It's a dessert. And restaurant, they are really, really good. I think we have a lot of French people from France cooking and having restaurants. So like I think the quality of food is really good there. I really enjoy going to eat in Quebec City.
Is that like a mixture of the French and the American British influence, which is also prevalent, of course?
Yeah, I think the American is not that influenced in our culture because we're so French. Like my hometown is really, really French again. But I would say French people is really the cooking style is really common at our place. And yeah, I think it's a mix of everything, but we have also our tradition meal that are different with turkey and all of that for Christmas. But yeah, it's a good mix.
You started playing football there, and then you played but then, as you said, you went to the University of South Florida to Tampa, and suddenly you changed that milieu of French, the French Canadian milieu to the American. How was that? Is that a culture shock, or is that pretty much something that you know from TV or?
It was for sure a culture shock in the way of when I got out of the plane the first year. I did not speak English. My town, I don't know, I didn't really learn English. So I think that was hard for me the first couple of months, learning the language, learning my teammates, learning how to live alone too. So like it was a good culture change, but I think people are so welcoming there that it was easy to just acclimate to Florida. And at the same time, it was Florida for me. So living by the beach, having the sun all year round, great weather. So I think it got easier because I was having fun on the field and I was able to study. So it was for sure the first couple of months harder, but after you get used to it and you enjoy living this American dream, you know.
But are you a person who adapts very easily? Because if the statistics I saw is right, then you played 77 games for University of South Florida and you scored 73 goals in 77 games. It's almost 1 goal per game. So you must have adapted at least in the sports very quickly.
Yeah, I used to have struggled with that and like staying in my comfort zone, but actually learned to get out of mine in college. And I think I was able to adapt faster in learning the technique, how to, when you change club, how to make friends quickly, how to feel good on the field. And I think college really helped me with that. So I need some time to adapt with who I'm playing on the field and being able to score and feeling good and confident. But I would say that now I feel good adapting and changing and just meeting new people.
And then you came also to the national team. You haven't played for the junior national teams of Canada, but then you came to the A team, so to speak. We call it the A team in Germany and in Sweden. And you meet somebody, a giant like Christine Sinclair, who's not only one of the best player probably Canada has ever produced so far, and one of the best in the world in the history of the sport. How's it to come to the national team and to meet Sinclair and also Stephanie Labbe and these people who are really legends almost?
Yeah, I think it was a unique experience because I never did a young team or anything, and I got called when the Olympic got postponed. So I got kind of lucky in the way of COVID changed stuff up and I got my chance. But first time you meet Christine Sinclair, you know, she's a legend, but at the end of the day, she's just a normal person, a great leader, a great human. So it's fun to be around her. And all of the veteran in Team Canada are just great people. That's what I know. And like they're easy to talk with. They are fun to go in camps with. So it's always an honor for me to represent my country and learning from the best too.
And this gold medal in Canada, which that must have been almost you cannot win more actually than the gold medal in the Olympic Games, and so dramatic against Sweden. How did you survive this mentally, the penalty shootout?
I think you just go through it. I think we prepare so much about this PK those PKs that we were ready to go, and we knew how mentally we would handle that, and we practiced them on actual physically. So I think we were ready to do it, but at the same time, you never know. It's like flipping the coin. So I think it was a unique experience, and after getting this gold medal, like nobody really expected it, and I think some people still don't believe it. So like it's something I would keep forever, and that week and a half after, and I would say like a couple of months after, it was still like crazy roller coaster because it's unique emotion that it's hard to describe. Like you want to put a word on it, but it's too hard to describe how Olympic are, and in COVID time too, it's for sure like an experience for a lifetime.
And it seems that this has given you, the whole team, a lot of self-confidence. Now, the team went to Australia. You weren't with them in Australia, as far as I could see, but they won both games against Australia. So they're really now you will be joining the team for the games against Morocco and Argentina and Spain very soon. Seems to be a huge self-confidence now. Yeah,
I think Canada Soccer we put our name on the map of the way of we need to respect Canada in soccer. I think we have great players playing for big clubs, and I think young players are just developing and it's getting better and better. So I think it's a show of respect, and now I think we're mentally confident and mentally know we can beat nobody, like everyone in the world. So I think it's really good that we got this gold medal. We put a statement out there, and now we're building for the World Cup.
How much do you want to be a part of the team that goes to the World Cup next year?
I would love to represent. I would love to experience a World Cup, and just having the chance to wear red for Canada, it's always an honor.
Okay, thank you very much. We're already on 20 minutes, and then I think that's the maximum time that people watch these kind of things.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
So merci bien. And I looked up some French here at least for tous les meilleurs pour le reste de la saison. I hope it's
Merci.
correct.
That's really good. Your French is so good.
Oh, thank you. And I hope to see you here in Stockholm one day.
Thank you so much.
Au revoir. Thank you.
Bye-bye.